I have had a most interesting week. Most interesting. And let's talk quickly about being like the real person, like the real soul. Like, I always have been asking y'all these questions for 3, 4, 5 years. Who are you really? And urging you and encouraging you to ask yourself that question. Because what we're doing is piercing the veil between what we think is real and what we think is unreal. Most of the time, people are convinced that the physical reality is the reality. And it is a manifestation, a physical coming together of what we've already put into our vibration. Now, this can be in the form of thoughts, feelings, emotions. But who are you? You're watching these emotions. You're watching these thoughts. You're watching this world unveil experiences to you. And I can't emphasize enough the ability to see the truth is what will, and it is the way to freedom. Like, overarching everything in this society that we have been subject to is a lie. That you don't have enough, that you are not enough, that you can't have the things you want, that you have to grind and scrape and scrap for the stuff that you want in your life, that there's a competition between you and the next person to get to the same place. Those are all lies. Like, abundant lies. They're only true for the self who believes it's true. Because that self is the power. That's how powerful you are. I read this quote today. That's how powerful we are. That when we believe we're not powerful, we're not powerful. Like, that is so powerful that it just strips away instantly all of the other seemingly true conversations that happen within the self. Conversations like, oh, I want this job, or I want that promotion, but I don't think I'm the person for it. I don't think they'll pick me. There's this, and this person who's better equipped for it. Another example could be, the person that I want to be with, or at least the energy of that person that I want to be with, I won't get to that person. That person's not going to pick me out of all the other amazing people that they can pick. Why would they pick me? It's another conversation that just goes on in the background. And as it's playing, you're hearing, and you're just like nodding along. And then it skips to the next story. Which might be, yeah, because if I had that person, then, maybe I would be too afraid of losing them. Like, I don't want them because I don't want to lose them. Like, these fears and these lies go very, very deep, and they're very entangled in, to the tapestry of how we think, act, and move. It's so crazy. But that's what I've been going through this week. I mean, this week was such a revealing week to me. Because y'all who have been following me, and even those who don't, I mean, just the essence of who I've been stripping away, like the false layers of myself, and coming into the true being that I am. And every time, like, I feel like I'm hitting this standstill, or like I cannot move, I am then challenged. And it's funny because I forget the challenge sometimes. And when the challenge re-arises, I get caught up in it. And I'm like, damn, this isn't working. Like, why can't, okay, I made this choice. I wanted to do this. But because of my guilt about this, I'm feeling like maybe I won't get it, right? Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just continue to do something that I don't want to do. And I was going through such a tug of war internally because I'm the type, my old self who's dying as we speak, like that woman, that little girl, that young adult, she is being put to death because she can't live in that state of being and help to catapult the new me into the next realm, into the next timeline. So that little girl's dying, but as she's dying, she's scraping. She's like trying her best, like, no, don't let me go. So I'm not battling with her inside of me. I'm not battling with my inner child. I'm not battling with her at all. What I'm telling her is, look, honey, we went through that experience for a specific reason. Look at how far we've gotten. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, but still it hurts so bad. I'm like, I know it hurts, sweetheart. And I can feel the pain. The pain is okay. How we respond to the pain is what we have to move into now. How we respond to the disappointment, or how we respond to the lack of love, or how we respond to the oppressiveness. That is a belief, sweetie pie, that you held on to that said you weren't good enough because someone else said or did something to you. And she's like, wow, I did choose to believe that when mom and dad said they can't afford this, I did choose to believe when mom and dad said that we can't afford this or they couldn't get me this, that now I'm cut off from something and I'm going to be limited in life from what I want. Yes, honey, that's correct. And now that you know that, my love, can you see how, even though mom and dad said that to you, it was still coming from a place of protection and love for you? They weren't saying it to hurt you and to put you on a trajectory where you feel like you can't create abundance in the form of money. They said that to you because of their own beliefs about abundance in the form of money. And they said it to you because they wanted to protect you and to help you to learn something. Well, that lesson's been learned, sweetie. We can let that experience go and we can merge with that experience and allow the tears that were once painful to alchemize and to turn into tears of joy, tears of light, tears of excitement. I'm so grateful that this experience happened. So this has been my battle. You know, like when I come on and I'm talking to y'all, I've said this many times and people have come to me and said, you know, you did mention that you've gone through these things. I said, yes, because the truth is I can't talk about this stuff unless I'm like going through it. We're going through this thing together, fam. Like this is not an individual journey. This is a collective journey made up of individuals. So feel that energy and be okay, like receiving the truth. Doesn't it feel good? Like what I just walked through, that little exercise that I shared with you that I've been doing on my own, didn't that make you feel like, oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff in my life where I could go back and see that experience again? Because I know you can see those experiences where you were hurt as a child. Like I remember, and it's like I could cry right now just thinking about how that little kid felt. She didn't feel powerful. She didn't feel excited. She felt low. She felt small. She felt limited. But me as I am now have that vibration of the abundance that the baby needed to feel, and I can give it to my inner child. And now my inner child understands what my adult self understands. And now my inner child will merge with me again, and more creativity and more fun and more life is going to spark. This is some true work, family. This is some true work. Everyone's working on themselves, working on their daily habits and all that stuff. Those are stepping stones. They're just stepping stones. Like when I first got into this spiritual practice, I didn't know where the hell to start, but I knew that everything was just all over the place. I said, okay, morning routine. We're just going to put one of those in there, and I'm going to put the things that I know are going to help me to spiritually align with what I know is the truth of me, even though I didn't know this was the truth of me. Like, even though I'm feeling like the lowest piece of shit on the planet, like, who the fuck am I to think I can have anything different than what I'm getting? Who am I to think that I'll ever stop drinking? Who am I to think that I'll ever stop smoking? Who am I to think that I'll ever fucking be a non-cheater? Who am I to think that I'll never stop lying? Who am I to think, even though I was feeling all that shit, inside was a call that I couldn't ignore. It said, you are not those things. You are the abundance of I am. And I am is the truth. I am is just a big infinite thing. And it can be anything. So I said, morning routine, meditation, yoga, exercise, walk, read, journal. Like, put that into your life. Okay? I still do that. But that is not, it was all encompassing. It's like if I didn't have a good fucking morning routine, my whole day was ruined, because that's what I was stapling my spirituality on, my growth on, was like, okay, every time I have a good, successful morning routine, the rest of my day goes smooth. But I was putting that belief on it. So what I'm saying is, these are stepping stones. So it went from the good habits in the AM to the good habits in the midday to the good habits in the evening. It transitioned into an entire day. And then it got so deep to the point where I'm like, okay, even if the meditation didn't go the way that I thought I should have had a meditation, it was still a good one. I was still committed. Even if I got interrupted, or even if I wasn't able to do 20 minutes of yoga, I did 5, or even if I'm unable, even if my alarm didn't wake me up on time and I can't do anything, like I like my whole morning routine goes to crap. The whole morning routine goes to crap because I can't do anything. Like, because I woke up, I got 5 minutes to go. Those were the transition moments for me to stand in the truth that it's all okay. It is okay. And there was a reason why the activity did not take place. It was not a vibrational match for myself at that time. So again, I'm talking about things that I personally lived through and have, thank goodness to the Creator, to Source, for helping me to see. Because we're always getting the downloads. They're always coming to you. The next step is always right in front of you. But I ask my Creator, my Source, our Source, who is all-encompassing and omnipresent, show me the next thing I need to do. And that's exactly what I had to do this week. Because I'm like, look, I know where I'm going. What step is the next best step for me to take? Without worrying about what the outcome is. And I've been taught by, thankfully, Bashar is one of the guys who channels messages to the planet. His name is not Bashar, but you can look him up, Bashar. Following your highest excitement, like following your highest passion in the moment that you're in, without an insistence or an expectation, of what the end result's going to be of that experience, you will be led on that path. So I'm learning this shit, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm fucking stuck. Like, what is going on? You're never stuck, by the way. Ever, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. There's no such thing as stuck, because everything exists all at once. So the timeline, the person that you want to be, or the experiences that you want to have, are currently, like right now, in existence. That means there's a version of yourself who's experiencing it. Become the vibration of that person. But how do we do it? By following the highest passion of what we feel right now. Following our current highest passion. So I had a passion to get on my computer today, just now, before turning on this video. I had a passion to get on the computer today and to start building out what I'm creating. It's already started, but to continue building out what I'm creating. I've finished one project, and now I'm like, okay, what is the next project? I know the next project now, because I allowed myself, and I told myself, you know what the next thing is. You know this is an infinitely abundant universe. All the answers you want are right here. Tune into the frequency of the answer, Makaja. And I was like, oh, okay. And it wasn't even something I realized. It was something that I watched, and it told me. And I was like, oh, duh, I forgot. Like, it's like, okay, thank you. Boom, got it. I sat through a 2-hour, webinar. And it's not that I didn't learn anything from it, because I learned some stuff. Garrett J. White, he's a great mentor, and the guy is obsessed with living out your God-like purpose, the warrior method, being a spiritual warrior. He doesn't say those words, spiritual warrior, but I'm saying it because that's what he is, right? That's what he's creating, is a bunch of spiritual warriors. He helped a lot of people. What is it? Fit Dad Bods or something like that. Then there's another company, Lions Not Sheep. I mean, he's helped so many. When he was naming these people, I'm like, damn, they learned from you, dude. because his system is all about truth. It's about God, right? And what is true is always true. There is no competition for the truth, ever. So if you come from that authentic place, you come from that truth, right? Like me just saying to you guys, being a liar and a cheater. Like, most people wouldn't say that shit publicly because you're going to think, well, shit, is she still lying and cheating? You know, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, that's true. I don't care because I'm not that person. Like, I know who I am. I'm not a liar. I'm not a cheater. I'm a fucking awesome individual. The old me was a liar, was a cheater, was a drunkard, was a smoker. But the new me, none of those things. And that is the blessing in it. Now, I have faltered on cigarettes again, right? Like, I quit smoking cigarettes for 2 years. Last year, after the breakup with Rebecca, I started smoking again. Started smoking cigarettes maybe 5-6 months later. And then someone found my cigarettes who I would rather have not. Someone who I know looks up to me. And I was like, fuck. They found them. Of course they did. Yeah, this is a lot of energy right now, yo, because what I'm talking about is like real shit. And so many, like, it's all love and light. It is love and light. This is love and light. You know, God doesn't pity people, and nor does God care if you cuss or yell out of passion. Like, that shit doesn't matter. Take labels off of these things. Let society tell society what to do, but don't let society tell you what to do and who to be. Be your own person. But what was I fucking saying? Oh yeah. So I'd rather not have that person find them. They did. And was like, they looked at me like, the fuck is this? And I was like, nigga, you right. Here's the thing though. Okay. I was already quitting. You know what I mean? I told them that. Said I was already on my way to quit. And then I hit him up like 2 weeks later and said, look, done. Last one was boom back then. So it's funny because these are things I actually don't talk about. Like, I just don't, because I felt shameful of the things that I chose to do. But the truth is, if there's going to be a platform, since there is a current experience of Makaija in a timeline, living up to the purpose that I see, which is, you can call it coaching, you can call it, let me see, there's another word that I really liked. You can call it coaching, being a leader, just call it that. Being a leader requires trustworthiness. It requires honesty. It requires unapologetically telling the truth. Because here's the thing, I used to want everyone to like me. That old Makaija who's dying used to want everyone in the world to like her, to love her, to appreciate her. She learned that behavior. She learned that even if she had an opinion, even if she had a feeling, to ignore it and to just follow along with what was being told. And this is why you called me rebellious. I was a rebellious kid. I was homeless at 16. My parents didn't kick me out. I kicked myself out. I said, I'm done with this shit. I don't need this. I can create my own life and my own rules. What's funny is the responsibility that was being taught to me in that household is exactly what I did need to be responsible as a human being in this 3D matrix. However, the experiences that I gained being on the streets on my own, they helped me to transform the state of being that I was, which was a victim. I was a victim. I'm just now coming out of this victim mentality. Like, seriously. And I'm okay to even not admit that, but to share that, right? It's like the victim mentality had a hold on me for such a long time. Because when you think about it, I'm a woman, I'm Black, right? So those two things just alone already put a victimhood mentality in someone who lives in the United States, who is exposed to media, or their parents were exposed to media and believed it and then passed it on to their kids. But either way, the way that I was raised was to be mindful of the fact that I'm Black. Quote, because I'm not Black. I'm fucking, what color is this? What color am I? I don't know, like caramel cream or something. I'm like caramel, baby. Caribou caramel. That's that caribou caramel. But to be mindful of that meant everywhere I went, oh, I got to remember, I'm at a disadvantage because I'm Black. And then I learned, oh, fuck, Black women were treated even worse than Black men. So now I'm at a double disadvantage because I'm Black and a woman. Okay, so everywhere I go now, I'm going to have this victim mentality where if I don't get what I want, it's because of that. If I don't get what I think I deserve, it's because of that. Or if I don't even go after what I want, it's because I'm suppressed in some way. The only lie that they could ever tell to us that will strip us down from our ability to thrive and to transcend and to ascend is to tell you that you ain't who you is. You ain't good enough. To tell you that you are not the all-encompassing, all-powerful manifestation of an aspect of God that God is so excited to live out and experience as you. Like, this isn't your real body. This is an avatar. You take care of this thing because it keeps you here. This thing helps to keep you on this planet and experiencing the planet the way you want to. Touching, feeling, boom, being seen, like all that. If you want to be a ghost, then that's different. But people here more than likely don't want to be ghosts, right? So I'm going to wrap this up with the knowingness that when I ask, I am given. Every time. Even before I ask, I'm given what I ask for. I need to have the awareness and the open heart and the open mind to hear and see what it is that is in alignment and to feel what's in alignment. Because I can get all the answers all day long. It's like if you're taking a test in English, but someone gives you all the answers in Chinese, like, you got the answers, but you can't read them, right? You're not aware of how to dissect that answer and apply it to what you're doing, right? So ask the creator to learn to read Chinese. Okay, help me understand this language that is not just like physical talking to me, because I want to know when I get the answer. I want to feel it right away, and don't second guess it. What you feel is real. Thank you to Aaron Lyons for that amazing saying. It is so true. What you feel is real. What I 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 feel is real. Back to the inspired action. Back to acting on your highest passion. What I felt when I sat down to get started on the work was, I'm like, man, I really want to record a video right now. That sounds so cool. And here I am recording a video, and it's a great video, right? Like, it's a great way to get to understanding this stuff. So if you stuck with it this long, congratulations. I'm going to put this sucker up on YouTube, Instagram, wherever else long form videos can be held, and then I'll chop it up into smaller portions so everyone on TikTok and all those other platforms can also catch snippets that resonate with them the most. So thank you again for being here. I love you, and I'll see you guys on the very next one. Remember, you're conscious creators, and to always keep in mind that mind is matter, and you are only abundance. That is it, and that is all.